Hello and welcome back. It's day 5, my favorite day just because I can go like this and it works. Here comes the sunscreen, 14 days of sunscreen. I'm so excited. We are in the thick of it. We're in the kind of the middle, not really, almost. And today we're talking about a really fun one. It's the Biore UV Aqua Riche. You've probably seen this packaging or something like it before, but maybe not this part. This is what I got when I ordered it off of yesstyle.com. It's quite interesting. And you squeeze this portion to get the product out, which I will show you, of course, in a second. But this is our first Japanese sunscreen. This one is a very popular sunscreen. And I have some kind of like pieces of advice for you around this one. I'm excited to have it. This is probably my second or third bottle. I've never had one that looks like this. And I don't know how I got it because I don't think I selected that when I went to check out. Regardless, it's the same product and I will talk about that in a second. But let's just jump in because I'm going to be applying it to my face and my neck and I really want to show you guys what it looks like. So without further ado, if you haven't already subscribed and liked, please do so. It really does help my channel. It's very important to have those kind of numbers, you know, they only help my channel grow and grow and grow. So there we go. Let's get in, zooming on in, and go. Okay, so I've got my handy dandy quarter teaspoon. I've already gone through the spiel about this a few times. I've had conversations with people all the time online saying that I use too much. I'm not going to stop because this is an educational channel. Oh, I have to squeeze here. So if I don't model the behavior that I would like others to do, it's very hard for them to do it. Just like when you teach your child. You don't teach your child to do like tell a half truth. You tell them or teach them to tell the truth. So that's what I do. I'm telling the truth about sunscreen. Quarter of a teaspoon for your neck and your face. Some people like to use a half teaspoon. Quarter to a half is fine. So as I squeezed this out, it was very interesting. You saw that I have like this little button here that I press, and that pretty much gets you 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just to be safe, I'm gonna, you know me, I like to like overestimate a little bit, but that is, if I level it out, that is a full 1/4 of a teaspoon. So really just one pump from this kind of, what's it called, style packaging should be good, which is awesome. Because A, most people are gonna do one pump, and B, it's very easy to apply and get enough of it with this sunscreen. So I'll stop talking and I will apply to my face. Just as a side note, I have no skincare on right now. I have normal combo skin in the summertime. I am a more advanced age, so I do care about the wrinkles and fine lines, and I do have more discoloration and a family history of skin cancer. So for all those reasons, I use a lot of sunscreen. All right, now I will apply. So this is from the brand Kao, K-A-O, but it's also Biore, which is very familiar in the US. And this is the UV Aqua Riche Watery Essence Sunscreen SPF 50+, and 4 PAs. It retails for roughly $15 and it comes in 120 grams or milligrams. So what is this sunscreen? This is a hydrating sunscreen infused with hyaluronic acid and royal jelly extracts. It's got a high UV and PA protection and a waterproof formula that absorbs quickly into the skin and leaves 0 white cast. It is supposed to be sensitive skin friendly and it doesn't have a scent. Now, I will give you a little bit of advice. I will give you a lot of advice. It does contain a little bit more denatured alcohol than some others. Typically, a lot of Korean and Japanese sunscreens that are of this kind of consistency and sink in very quickly do have more denatured alcohol. It's not the end of the world. Most people's skin, it's not going to affect. If you have the driest of the dry and you just know that it's probably not something your skin will tolerate, then that's kind of like the one exception. But for me, that's what actually allows it to sink into the skin, to be lightweight, to feel like nothing, and to just be a lovely formula. But it does also kind of smell of alcohol. And that has been the one thing that I've noticed time and time again when I have used this sunscreen. So this is a cult classic. I feel like you've just seen it everywhere. This Biore UV Aqua Riche has just been around for a long, long time because it is probably one of the first sunscreens that kind of made its way into the US market. And it's a lovely, lovely sunscreen. It definitely gives you a little bit more of that glass skin look. Like if you see my skin right now, sorry, these hairs on the side of my face, I'm gonna like cut them off because they just won't go down. Now that I've told you that, that's all you're gonna see. But yes, I do have more of that kind of glassy kind of skin look. Now, if I touch my face, it has almost sunken in, and that's probably mainly the reason that it hasn't fully sunken in is probably just more of where I live and my skin type. Like I said, I have normal combo skin, and I can feel like in my T-zone is where it just hasn't sunken in. But it's not like greasy sitting on top of the skin. It's just like a little extra residue. By the end of the day, I definitely won't have it there, and I will put makeup on over top of it anyway. It also layers really beautifully. Most chemical sunscreens do layer really nicely underneath other products like makeup and whatnot, but not all. And this one, because of the denatured alcohol and the just overall formula, it really does sink in a lot quicker than some others, allowing you to kind of go in with any other products on top of it. So what I did want to mention though about this, and this kind of goes for all of the sunscreens I'm mentioning, but I think this one kind of more specifically, there are a lot of sunscreens available on Amazon. You can also get them, I think, on like Walmart and eBay and all these other places. But when it comes to Korean and Japanese sunscreens, for me, I don't take that risk anymore. I used to. I actually have a whole video on why I no longer buy sunscreens on Amazon. I will link that above. For me, it's a kind of like holy grail. I don't shop for any sunscreens, even if from the US. I just go to the products or the brand's website. But especially for these types of products, you're gonna see so many of them on Amazon, and they are gonna look 100% real. And some of them are real. But the difference is with a lot of these, especially this product, the Biore UV Aqua Reach, they have a US formulation, which they can sell in the US, but it's not this one. So you will get it, and it could be legitimate and not a fake, but it's a different formula. So the way that I kind of alleviate this is I just shop on style.com. There are also other ones, Olive June or Olive Young, that's the one. But yeah, there are a handful of others that distribute legally these types of sunscreens to the US. But really, I would avoid Amazon. You'll get it in 2 days, but it might be either the wrong formula or totally fake. And I have gotten fake sunscreens off of Amazon, and I have gotten sun, and like I didn't burn because I wasn't out in the sun long enough, but I started to get color on my face because it was not a sunscreen, or I don't know, maybe it was expired. It just wasn't what I wanted. So that is my kind of big plug for this one. It's really important. I understand it's annoying. It could take 2 weeks or more, but it's worth it. Just wait a little bit longer, and it's worth it. So what I guess my final thoughts on this one, what I love about it is that it's so incredibly easy to apply. Almost no one is going to have a hard time applying enough of this to get the recommended amount. I do like that it gives you a really healthy, nice glow, and I like that it doesn't ever feel too sticky. Like when I have my hair down and then the product all my hairs stick to my face and other things stick to my face, I don't love that. I love the absorption, and I love that kind of aspect of a chemical sunscreen. By the way, this is chemical. I don't think I mentioned that. As far as kind of the cons of it, like I said, the denatured alcohol is one. If you do have very dry skin, this is probably not going to be the one I recommend for you. I think this one's better for like dryish, normal, oily, and combo. So it does kind of go for a wide range of skin types, but maybe not the very, very, very driest. That said, if you layer this under a moisturizer and you use your normal skincare and you have drier skin and you want a more glowy look, I think it's going to give it to you. It's just that issue of like throughout the day, are you going to look super glowy? Probably not, because you have dry skin, but it's still going to be, a very functional, very good product. All right, so I think that kind of covers it all. We don't have a lot to say about some of these because they're just so wonderful, but this is a holy grail for so many people, and I completely understand why. And I'm excited to have it back into my routine so I can use it, especially in the summertime. I think that's when I'm going to get the most use out of it. One other thing I just remembered, I have no eye stain from this, none whatsoever. that doesn't mean that you won't have any. So it's unfortunately one of those things that is dependent on the person. So with that said, that's a wrap on day 5. I love day 5. And I will see you guys tomorrow, whatever that day is, for day 6. Bye.